Okay. Okay, so to prep for this session, as always, the reaction buttons, you're gonna wanna use the raise hand button so it stays up and I can see who is participating and who's here. And the first thing we're gonna wanna do is open your YSP journal. So go ahead, take a moment to do that. And once you have it open and ready to go, hit the raise hand button so I'll know and I can mark you down. Okay, thank you, Anjun. Okay. Yeah, hit the raise hand button instead of the green check mark because the green check mark disappears. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, Zaki, thank you. Valeria, Matthew, Eva. Okay, Kayla, thank you, everybody. Let's lower your hands. Okay, and then also open your self-accountability practice assignment. So this is the one from last week. And once you have that open, again, please hit the raise hand button. Okay, Valeria, Kayla, thank you. Okay, Eva, I see you. Wanjun. Yeah, so once you have that worksheet or assignment open, raise your hand and we can move on. Let me know if you can't find it, but it should be there. Okay, let's give you more seconds. Let me know if you're having trouble locating it, but yeah, hit the raise hand button once you have it ready to go. Okay, thank you, Zaki. All right, I'm gonna lower the hand, but for those of you still looking for it, just take a few more seconds to do that. And let's move on. Let me know if you can't find it though, and I'll help you with that. Okay, group learning agreement. As always, be present and engage with me and partners. Turn on your camera and show your face. If you let me know beforehand that you can't have your camera on for some reason, that's great. But if you did not let me know and your camera's off, please let me know why in the chat. And yeah, so if your camera's off and you're not participating, then that does count as an absence. Okay, one mic, right? Don't speak over each other. Respect people's stories and contributions, participate and encourage others to participate, and also take accountability for your actions. All right, objectives. So our session will be successful today if we get to know each other, learn the importance of your focus and attention, and also train your brain for better focus. Okay. All right, check-in question of the day. What is one goal that you have for 2021? So it doesn't have to be a big goal. It could be a small one that you can accomplish within a week, but just any goal that you have for this particular year. So I'll go first as always. My goal is to get more sleep this month because I have been getting sleep during winter break, but now that school started, I reverted back to getting like 6 or 5 hours of sleep a night, which is really bad. So I'm trying to get more sleep again. All right. Let me know if you want to volunteer to share out loud. Yes, Zaki.
My first goal for 2021 is to like just create a good schedule or like a plan of what I'm going to try to achieve.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, thank you for sharing, Zaki. Anyone else want to volunteer? Yes, Eva.
One goal that I have for this year is to get my permit and possibly my driver's license. So, yeah.
Yes, okay, very good. Thank you for sharing, Eva. We'll go with Kayla and then Valeria. Okay, so Kayla, you can share.
My goal is to keep a constant sleep schedule and get like a constant 8 to 9 hours of sleep.
Yeah, that's a very good one. Thank you for sharing. And Valeria.
One goal I have for 2021 would probably be to be more like self-aware of how to put myself first in situations where I might not want to say yes
Yeah,
or
that's a
might
very
not agree on, and it's learn to like it's okay to disagree.
yeah, definitely. That's a good one. It's okay to say no when you're uncomfortable. So that's a good goal. Thank you for sharing. All right, I'm gonna just start calling on people. Wanjun.
Oh, since I've been working out, I want to be able to do at least like 5 one-handed push-ups by the end of the year.
Okay, very cool. Thank you. Matthew.
Probably less procrastination and focus more on my studies for this term.
All right, that's great. Thank you for sharing. All right, I think everybody went. Let me just lower your hand. Or okay, let me just move on. All right, check in with how you are feeling. As always, I will go first as an example. I am feeling optimistic. The week has just started, so I'm optimistic about the week. I'm excited. I'm ready to get things done. All right. Let me know how you're feeling in the chat and why. And I'll start reading them once I see them coming in. Okay, so take a moment. Let me know how you're feeling. And it could be more than one feeling because you can feel multiple things at once. So just anything you're feeling right now and why. Okay. Zaki says overwhelmed, a lot going on, especially academically. Right. Yeah. The semester just started for some of us, so it can be overwhelming. Eva says optimistic because this month has been really good so far. That's good. I'm happy for you. Wanjin says relieved because his teachers have lowered the workload for this week. That's good. Less stress. Valeria says uncomfortable, still can't do a lot of things because of her surgery. Yeah, I hope you feel better. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help with that, but I'm glad you're here today. Kayla says overwhelmed, a lot of homework and projects this month. Yeah, there's a lot going on for some of us, but I believe in you. All right, Matthew says feel relieved because tomorrow there is no classes and it gives him more time to work on assignments. Yeah, I'm glad you're taking the opportunity to get some assignments done, so that's good. All right, sounds good. Yeah, sounds like quite a few of you are overwhelmed, but that's understandable. But I believe in you all. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. All right. So for this, you're gonna want to answer in your YSP journal the first bullet point, right? So rate yourself from 1 to 5 in journal. And so this is about, before you do that, I'm going to explain. This is about your self-accountability assignment. So you're going to reflect on how well you did, right? So when you rate yourself, 5 being you got everything done on time, you completed it, and you were just working on it throughout the week when you were supposed to. A 1 would be you didn't complete the assignment, you forgot about it. And then in the middle, maybe like you worked on it some days and then other days you forgot. So like if you were on top of things, working on it every day, give yourself a 5. If not, just, pick a number along the spectrum and let me know why in your journal, and I'll be observing your journals while you're doing that. So take a minute or two to rate yourself and let me know with a sentence why you believe you deserve that number. This is just to see how you all believe you're doing. Okay, so I'm just gonna look over your journals while you're doing that. Yeah, take a minute to do that. This is more for you, so I won't ask you to share this out loud, but yeah, just take a moment, be honest on how you think you did. All right. Okay. So I'll be looking over those. Okay, great. All right. So now for this portion, you're just going to share out loud. Right. So these are the reflection questions. How did you do, or how did this practice go for you? So, was it easy? Was it difficult? Or was it fun? Or was it helpful? And then what did you learn about this or about your self-accountability through this assignment, right? Did you learn that you did need improvement or that you were already on top of things? What surprised you as you tried the experiment, right? Did you learn that you actually really enjoyed it and that you'll be using it in the future, or that, it just didn't work for you, or what surprised you? And then the last question is, what would help you be more successful if you try this assignment again this week? So if you were to do this assignment again this week, what is something that you would change, or what would help you be better at it this time around? Okay, anyone want to volunteer to answer any of these questions? If not, I'll start calling on people. Yes, Saki.
For the what did I learn about this self-accountability thing, that question, I think for me personally it varies, because this specific assignment which I had written down, it was super important because it was a very big project, so I felt like I was super on top of it. But I feel like if it was like a smaller project or like a smaller assignment, I would have probably slacked off a bit. So for me, I just learned it just varies for me personally and what assignment I have.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a good point. It's good that you noticed that about yourself, and I'm glad that it worked for you this time around. So maybe like when we do it again, you could try doing smaller assignments and see how you do, try to keep up with those. But yeah, good observation. All right, what about Wonjun?
Well, something that surprised me was like it kind of helped me set like kind of like a checkpoint on my assignments, like what I want to like finish and like have to be reasonable.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good observation. Thank you, Wonjun. Kayla.
For the last question, what would help you to be more successful? I guess like set notifications or reminders to do that instead of just writing it down.
Right, definitely. Okay, that's a good one. And I hope other people make use of that advice. Eva.
I agree with Zachy. I feel like this didn't work for me because the assignment I picked was a short assignment. So it's not like I did it over a period of like 1 week. So I wasn't like going back and checking it constantly. I kind of just got it over with. But I feel like if it was more important and the longer assignment, it would be really helpful.
Yeah, I see what you mean. That's a good observation. But also you can fill your week with different assignments, different smaller assignments, so that you're not just thinking about one single assignment to do. So you can like just put your homework there too. So, but yeah, good answer, Eva. Thank you for sharing. All right, let's just call on Matthew. Any of these questions that you would like to answer?
Yeah, for the third one.
Mhm.
So pretty much I learned through this assignment is that like I learned that I have to do pretty much assignments every day. So like it's kind of like a daily thing for me. That's one thing I learned. And the other thing that I also learned that it actually helped me keep things on track as far as like my assignments for like the term or like extracurricular activities that I need to get done and like the certain due dates, which helped me a lot. And I learned that by using it, it will help me later in the future when I also have other big assignments or like projects for upcoming like final exams or something like that.
Right. Yeah, that's really good to hear. I'm glad you felt that way about the assignment. Yeah, so you can continue to use this in the future if you find it helpful. But yeah, it's good to set your own goals and pace yourself throughout the week, and hold yourself accountable. So I'm glad you all got something from this assignment. What about Valeria?
I would say the practice went really well. I didn't really focus on one assignment. I focused on many little assignments that I had, and I just looked at if I could get it done, completed in time.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so like Valeria said, it doesn't have to be a big project. It could also be like a bunch of little assignments. So whatever works for you, or whatever project or assignment you want to work on. All right, great. Thank you all for sharing. Okay, this is another reflection. So you can all lower your hands now. So let me just ask these questions. But so do you think you are in control of where your attention or focus goes? So do you think you control like how much you focus and how much you pay attention to something, or do you constantly find yourself like easily like being distracted and it's difficult for you to really focus and pay attention? So like, what's your answer for the first question? Anybody? What are your thoughts on? Yeah, Zaki.
I guess it's like you can control like where you try to like focus on, but there's a lot of external factors that can like disturb you, and I guess it's like a 50-50. Like you can try focusing, but there will always be like external factors that will like stop you from learning.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I think you can, you know, try to make yourself focus on stuff, but there are distracting elements out around you, so it can happen. All right, let's see who else raised their hand. Matthew.
Basically the same thing as Aki said. Especially that there's like a time and place for it. For especially for like being attention and like focusing on class or doing sort of like assignments, because like you're not gonna be like, I don't know, like somewhere else or like an environment where you can't really focus or like do well on an assignment. And to where like you have to like kind of wait or like make some time or make like a schedule like where to like be in a certain place and time to like complete an assignment or just to like catch up on homework or assignments or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, good point. Thank you for sharing, Matthew. All right. So I see Wanjun and Kayla raising their hands. Would you both mind answering the second question? So do you think you are in control of where your time goes? So Kayla, can you answer the second question?
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us like have the potential to have control of where our time goes, but kind of like the previous question, there are a lot of things that distract us, and it can be very difficult.
Right, definitely. I agree. Thank you, Kayla. And Wanjun.
Yeah, like what Kayla said, there are like some factors that you can't like predict that will happen, but like you have like a certain amount of control of like how to control your time.
Yeah, right. That makes sense. Thank you all for sharing. I think, your answers, there are no wrong answers, but your answers definitely make sense to me. I can totally see where you are all coming from. Okay. Yeah. And so, like you all said, you are capable of, controlling how you focus and when you focus and your attention, but it is true that there are, times when things can distract you, and it just, your context matters a lot. So, your brain is like a muscle, it needs training too. So it takes practice to, allow yourself to really focus and pay attention to things when you want to and when you need to. So, yeah, there are distracting things out there, so it does take practice. Yeah. Okay. All right. And so there are 3 steps you can take to help you train your brain and really help you focus and pay attention to things. And these are steps to improve your ability to control and direct your focus. So the first step is to limit your focus. I'll go in deeper into like what each step means, but I'll just introduce them right now. So step 1, limit your focus. Step 2, protect your focus. And step 3, rest and recover your focus. Okay, so 3 simple, easy steps, or they seem simple, but it does take practice. Okay, so the first one is, or step 1 is limit your focus. So it could mean identify the first step that you want to work on, right? So maybe decide on what task or assignment you want to focus on. So that would be your first thing. So limit it to one thing or a few things. And then your second thing you want to do is avoid multitasking, right? Because it does get distracting when you're doing 2, 3, 4 things all at once. So really focus on one thing at a time. And it could be helpful to have a not to-do list. So what this means is, you have a to-do list, a list of things you want to do, but also a list of things you do not want to do while you're focusing on a task, right? Like look at your phone or chat with your friends or have your dog around, right? Maybe you want to move your pet to another room or have your sister or brother or whatever take care of your pet so you don't get distracted. So just things you don't want to do on your list could be helpful. And there are more ways you can limit your focus as well, but these 3 are helpful. And then the second step is protect your focus. And so the first thing you can do is limit or eliminate distractions, right? Which is very similar to having a not to-do list. So again, not look at your phone, eliminate just any distractions around you. And then set firm boundaries and rally a support team. This could be very helpful, right? You can say, hey, Mom, I'm going to work on my math project. Tell my sister not to bother me. If you let your parents know that something is like you're doing something important, they can help you with that. Or you can tell your friends, your siblings, have people there to support you, right? Okay. And then the last thing is rest and recover your focus. So, try not to think about whatever assignment that you were just doing, like your math project or history assignment or studying for your science test, right? When you're taking a break, because it's really important to rest your brain, right? You don't always have to be, constantly learning or constantly doing your work. You are allowed to take breaks. So when you're taking a break, don't think about the work. And also mark your progress, right? Then turn off for real. So make sure you know where you left off and just shut it off and just leave it behind, take your break. And also change your environment, right? Separate work from relaxation. So if you worked in your bedroom, maybe relax in the living room or in your backyard, or just take a walk around the house, right? Don't just be stuck in one station, because then you'll mix up work and relaxation. All right, let me know if you have any questions or if you would like any clarification, but these are the 3 steps. Okay. Now as a group, this week we will practice training our focus. And the first thing we were going to do is basically what we did last week. So let me know if you have any questions, but let's get to step 1. Okay, step 1 is adjust your self-accountability practice assignment for this week. So it's basically the same assignment as last week. It can be the same goal. It could be a coaching goal, right? If you had coaching with me and you come up with 1 or 2 goals, then you can work on those. Or it could just be homework, right? Or projects from your classes. It could be anything that you want to work on for this week. And so here is my example for this week. I'm not done editing it, but for part 2, this is where you start. This time, instead of my chem homework, I want to work on my history homework. I want to catch up in that class because I'm behind on readings. Okay, and so today I want to read chapter 11 and I want to answer questions 1 to 6. And let's say I completed it today. So I write complete. And then tomorrow, let's say I want to attend office hours and I want to read like, I want to read chapter 13 and complete numbers 1 to 8, right? The questions. And I don't do that, so I adjust and then I, adjust my schedule for Thursday or my goal for Thursday, which is complete numbers. Let's say I stopped at 4, so 4 to 8, right? And then read chapter 14 or something like that. And then I would complete that or adjust it. And then I would just continue that for the week until Monday. I finish on Monday because this assignment is due on Tuesday. So you're going to want to work on it for the whole week. And like many of you said, if you don't have a big project or one specific class, you can just schedule your week with different assignments from different classes. Or again, you can work on your goal. Okay, so take 3 minutes to do this. So get on your self-accountability practice assignment and start filling out part 2. Start planning your goals for each day, and I will be observing. Yeah, so take 3 minutes to do that. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so you should be revising or editing your worksheets right now. I'm currently observing them. Definitely let me know if you have any questions. But yeah, they could be anything. Coaching goals, or just any goals you have, or assignments, projects from classes. All right, I'm seeing some really great goals. And it's good to be specific so it's clearer to you as you go down the week. Yeah, and if you're unsure what assignments you have coming up, that's totally fine. Just add them as you get them and be specific so you know what exactly you want to accomplish that day. And make sure there are goals that you know that you can have a shot at completing, right? Don't overbook yourself. Don't give yourself too much to do that day if you know that you normally don't finish that many assignments in a day. Yeah, be specific, but I'm seeing some great goals. I also want to quickly say that I'm proud of you all for completing it. I checked your worksheet today and everyone got theirs done. So very good job on that. So keep it up. And I heard earlier that a lot of you found this helpful. So definitely keep working on this. All right. Yeah, so you're basically doing the same thing as last week. Right, so this is to help you get in the habit of pacing yourself, setting your own goals, holding yourself accountable. Okay. Take another minute. Take a minute or two. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, and just to be clear, I appreciate people like summarizing what they did in the review. So you can keep doing that if you would like, but you can also just write complete and adjust when you completed what you said you would do, or if you had to adjust your goal for the next day. So it's okay if you write a summary, but you can also just put complete or adjust. It's up to you. But yeah, I noticed that. Okay. Yeah, you can delete what you wrote last week because you completed that week already. So yep. If you have any questions, please leave them in the chat so I can help you. All right. Take a few more seconds to finish up. Continue working on this on your own time, but I'm glad everyone is working on it. Okay. Yeah, take a few more seconds. Okay, let's get back on track. Let's get back to our slides. Okay, so for step 2, this is something you're going to do during study group. So, but it's definitely related to your assignment. So take this seriously because it's really good for the self-accountability practice assignment. Okay, so for number 2, you're going to fill out your name on the slide on Jamboard. I haven't shared it with you, but I'll drop the link soon. And what you will do is fill it out. So your name will be, okay, let me just show you actually. It'll be easier that way. Okay, so this is the Jamboard. I'll share this with you all very soon, but you will notice your name on a slide. So look for your name. You each have your own slide. So here's Kayla's and here's Eva's, right? So just look through them. And on your own slide, you're just gonna put what you have on your self-accountability assignment worksheet on here, but this is more about summarizing. So you just wanna tell me, you know, what your goal for this week is. So why did you put the stuff you put on your self-accountability assignment worksheet, right? So my goal, like I said, is to catch up with my US history class by actually doing the readings and submitting all my assignments. So this is my goal, catch up with US history. And then you're gonna, for each of the 3 steps that I mentioned that will help you train your focus and your attention, right, for each of the steps, you will put 2 sticky notes on what you will do to help you achieve that goal. So for limiting my focus, I'm gonna focus on reading 1 chapter a day. So I'm not gonna, you know, give myself too much to do. I'm gonna read 1 chapter for US history a day and only annotate the key concepts because those are the ones usually on the exams and they're the more important terms. And then also have a window with just 1 tab open for my textbook, right? So I'll limit my focus on that 1 tab, on that 1 window for my textbook. And then for protecting my focus, I put 2 sticky notes and I said, read and complete my assignments in a quiet space in a room. So no distractions, no one else around me. It's just, I'm protecting my focus. So it's gonna be a quiet space for myself. And then I will also pause all notifications on phone and laptop while doing it so I don't get distracted. No one cuts in on my reading time, right? It's all about me and my focus in my assignment. And then the last step, right, is rest and recover. So I'm gonna read for 20 minutes and take 5-minute breaks in between until I'm done with that chapter. So if I have to read 5 times because each time is 20 minutes, then so be it, right? But I'll give myself 5-minute breaks in between. And then when I'm taking my break, I'll have a space free of work to de-stress so I can rest and recover my focus. Okay, so do something like this. Don't start yet. I'll share the link very soon. But do something like this. Write your goal and then 2 sticky notes per step. And you're going to be working in groups so you can help each other out, ask each other questions. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions, but let me just drop the link right now. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions, if you need clarification, if you would like me to go over the steps again so they're more clear to you. Okay. Let me throw the link in the chat. Okay, don't start yet. I'm gonna put you in breakout rooms, but here's the link for now. And let me put you in breakout rooms. And while I'm doing so, let me know if you have any questions. Okay. All right. Take about 8 minutes to do so, to fill this out. So 8 minutes. I'm gonna open the rooms now. Kayla, were you able to?
I prioritizing assignments based on the due date and the difficulty, and I will minimize the amount of work I do each day. So I'm going to try to keep it to 2 or 3 assignments per day so I won't be overworked. I will protect my focus each day by working in a quiet environment that's free of distractions. And I will rest and recover my focus each day by staying hydrated and eating a good snack.
Yeah, okay, that's awesome. I really like your slide and the things that you say that you will do to help you train your focus. So good job. All right, next scholar is Kayla.
Well, my goal is to stay on task in studio art by completing each project and assignment on time. And to limit my focus each day, I will work on 2 things, which are due until February, but they're really big projects. And that is working on a process portfolio and on a final art project. Another thing I will do to limit my focus each day is have my computer and phone only open to sites that are necessary to work on my artwork, such as editing sites. And then to protect my focus each day, I will lock sites or apps on my phone that are not necessary for my homework. I will also work in a quiet space. And to rest and recover, I will take a 5-minute break after 30 minutes of working on an art project. And if I work for an hour or an hour and a half on an art project, I'll take a 10 to 15-minute power nap.
All right, awesome. I really like your plans. So great job on your slide. Okay, starting from now, we're just gonna read one sticky note per column, or just share one sticky note if you feel like just sharing one, because we don't have much time left. Okay, so Matthew.
All right. So for my limit from focus each day, I put completing the history homework assignment related to the Civil War each day, to get ready for my goal, which is to work on history homework and create notes because of my upcoming history final. And
Yeah.
for the middle one, for protecting my goal, I put finish and complete my history homework in my room and not be in a living room where I mostly get distracted for like my phone or like from like other things that are happening around me. And for the last one, I will rest and recover my focus each day by reading and reviewing my assignment and to add any additional notes that will help me for my final, to not only help me for my final, but like to prepare me and what's going to come up in the final and everything. So yeah, that's my
Yeah,
goal.
that's awesome. I also like your plans. Thank you for sharing, Matthew. All right, next person, Valeria. Share us your goal and then just like one sticky note.
Is my mic working?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My goal this week is to do my APS 3 document-based essay. So I said analyzing important information that connects to my thesis, which is really important, and just talk to my teacher about my thesis and see how she can help me in ways.
Yeah, great. Thank you for sharing. All right, next person, June. Share your goal and just maybe like one column.
My goal for this week is to separate my IB bio assignments into chunks to make it more manageable. And then for my rest and recovery, I said for every hour I work, I'll take a 15-minute break.
Yeah, great. Thank you for sharing. And last person, Zaki.
All right. Okay, yeah. So I wrote for one of my recoveries, I'll just get a good night's sleep. But also my other one was just not think about the assignment when I'm done and just like not overwhelm myself. But also just to get a little head start in planning my next day.
Yeah, that's great. I think your plan is great. Not thinking about it when you're done is really helpful. All right, great. It sounds like everybody has an idea of how they want to meet their goals. Right. So improving our focus takes continual effort over time. So it doesn't happen overnight. You're going to have to keep working at this, right? Again, remember the 3 steps, practice them. It takes time. And then also, it creates big change over time if you keep working at it. So if you don't give up, you're going to see a huge improvement. All right. Before we go, I'll just give one class shout out. I would actually like to give a leadership shout out to everybody here today because everybody volunteered to speak or answer questions at least once. So I'm really happy about that. And I'm glad you are all willing and comfortable enough to speak out in this class or this study group. So thank you all for being here today and remember to work on your assignments. I will dismiss you by calling your name.